Hello and welcome to the Tiny Tuesday stream here at FiveJay Gaming. I'm FiveJay and today we're going to be playing Alone with You, a sci-fi romance adventure. Now this is by the same game maker that made Home, which was a game that I streamed a few weeks ago, and that was a unique horror adventure. So this particular independent developer seems to like to make very unique pixel art games, and I enjoyed Home so much that I looked up the developer, I let the person know that I loved the game and that I streamed it, and then I went out and bought this game, which was their next game that they had made. So I'm excited to play this and see if I like it as much as I liked Home. So yeah. Oh, we got J Bobo, we got T, we got D-Mazing. Hey, alright. Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, I'll say hello. It's been a while. It has been a while. Thanks for watching, man. T says, I'm back with making game vids again and on Roblox, the game that started my channel. Nice. I don't know that I've heard of that. I missed something. Ooh. That's pretty. Okay, oh, jumping right into things. Okay. Just sort of wigging out there. Alright, alright. Oh, nice! Like how you get bigger as you get closer to the screen. It's a cool effect. Ah, it's just credit I probably missed, huh? Return to Colony A. Ooh. I like the sci-fi sound effects. This is a cool looking world. Oh, I'm steering a little, okay. Benjamin Rivers. Talented fellow. He can do all that stuff. It's quite a feat. J Bobo, yo yo yo. It's classic. D-Mazing says, might go in a while. Oh, don't go, bud. We want you to stay, D-Mazing. T says, it's an online game where you make your character, meet other people, play people's games, and make your own. Huh. Joe says, sci-fi's my jam. Well, good. Me too. I love sci-fi. So I'm really excited to try this. Especially after playing Home. T says, and my computer got an update so I can download stuff now. Sweet, sweet. That's always good. A hollow sim chamber. That sounds Star Trek-like. What do they call it? I forget the name of the room that they always go to for holograms. Holodeck? The holodeck. That's it. Sounds like the holodeck. A hangar. Okay. Crew quarters. AI core. Ooh. Jumping right into the interesting things. Cool. I'm glad you've made it back. I assume you're at your usual lookout over the rift again. You must have seen the worsening situation out there. Did you notice the planet's instability on your way here? See, we choose what we say all the time. I'm going to say, I noticed. Whoa! My controller just made a noise at me. Then you can appreciate what a pickle we're both in. I wish I had better news, but I feel I owe it to you, to be honest. I have no idea if this computer should be so classically monotone, but that's what I'm going for. Oh, look at all this stuff. You guys, thanks for being active. Joe says, the holodeck. Yes, Davy Caps, as in Game Boy Toad. I like the switch of the name here, bud. It looked like you changed your channel, too, to be more personal, huh? Instagram. Joe says, nice robo voice. Thank you. T says, also I saw some game emulators in the store, so I could use that and record that. Joe's controller, don't touch me that way. Demazing. Oh, Demazing! Davy Caps is Game Boy Toad, so don't worry about it. I only know that because I saw his Instagram just previously to starting the stream, so. The situation is unfortunately quite dire. The Hudson Cartier Terraforming Project 27A has unequivocally failed. As you remember, we started with dozens of staff, over 2,000 robots and drones, and a very specific plan. This facility was the best in the sector. Now, as far as the home office is concerned, the entire facility is a write-off. 16 years of work has been undone. I apologize for being so direct, but would it shock you to know that, by my estimates, we have less than a month to survive? Whoa! I'm gonna go with ... Your stoicism is understandable. In 3 weeks, Epsilon IranDB will cease to exist as it does now. We will still have an escape ship here in Colony A. It is structurally sound, and I believe I can help you fly it so we can escape. Good, you better help me, bro. What is this guy's name? This AI character. If we can transmit an emergency signal to the home office, we can likely intercept a company vessel in our ship and gain transport back home. The problem is there are 4 key systems on the escape pod that I can't repair, and you aren't trained to deal with by yourself. Sounds like we're gonna have to learn. T says, how dare you control me? I am the controller. I control around here. Amazing says, wait, your Game Boy Toad. Why did I type that whole thing? Sorry. Yeah, it is weird hearing your name instead of Game Boy Toad. It's kind of weird, like, you know, when you say Chris instead of FiveJay. Or when I first started streaming, saying FiveJay instead of Chris. You know, to get used to it. You had to change your name on Instagram? Oh no! Did you get a Nintendo cease and desist? Ooh. Joe says, beat Pokemon Moon last night. Nice! That's awesome. How was it? Did you like it? I mean, how much did you like it, rather? However, as you may recall, this colony includes a holosim chamber to help the population deal with the often lonely, monotonous reality of life out here. Monotonous like this robot. Thankfully, that chamber is still operational, if a little glitchy, and this is where my plan comes in. 4 other colonists were experts in appropriate fields. I don't believe you've ever met them. Winnie, that's a nice name. Winnie Laurier was our communications expert, and she could have helped us repair the navigation systems. Pierre Tong was the colony director and an engineering genius. He would have been able to assist us with the thrusters. Leslie Barandwaj, I'm going to say. Leslie Baradwaj ran the agrodomes, and I'm sure she could have helped us maximize the ship's life support and food processing. And Jean Lumumba led the resource management teams. He could have shown us how to best keep the ship powered and stable. I can help direct you to the materials we need to fix the ship, but some of the details were known only to these 4 crew members. Sadly, some of the systems have become corrupted as the colony has failed. I am less useful to you now. But if we can use the holosim to recreate these 4 colleagues, we might stand a chance of getting off this planet. Their expertise may be the only thing that allows us to escape. It's a long shot, but if we work together, I think we can make it. So that's the plan. Before you go to your quarters, though, let's register your name so the holograms know what to call you. FiveJay. Oh. R2. Okay, you've entered your name as FiveJay. Is that correct? Excellent. I'm glad we got that straightened out. David Cap says, no, I deleted my account due to the jerks known as Super Plush Squad and Co. They caused too much drama and kept me up till 3 in the morning just cyberbullying me and spreading false rumors around. That sucks, man. I don't know why people have to be like that. J Bobo says, it was pretty good. They amped up the difficulty for sure, which was good. Story was whatever, lol. I hear ya. And had some neat, weird points towards the end. That sounds intriguing. Amazing says, so Jay, I maxed the gold dynamo, normal dynamo, and tempered dynamo. Oh, in Splatoon? Crazy. That's awesome, man. Great job. He says that Ribbit voice, though. Ribbit, is that a character? Sing a frog? So I had to sadly end the Game Boy Toad moniker, except for on YouTube. Well, at least you still got YouTube going on. That's good. Robot, he says. Not Ribbit. Okay, that makes it more clear. Ribbit. Drop the robot. Futurama. T says, hashtag robot frog. GBT says, and couldn't log into Twitch on my TV with Game Boy Toad, coincidentally, so I made a new username. Hey, nice. Hey, it's January, and it's the 3rd. I thought I was getting paid eShop cards in the 1st of every month. Well, they were rating my comment sections. And then Futurama, yes! Good morning. I know you've just woken up, but as we discussed, time is of the essence. How are you functioning today? Are you well? I understand. Well, I hope we can get you in the shape to deal with what's going on. I'll fill you in if you could just come see me again in the core. You pushy little robot! It's not the most comfortable bed, but it's all we have at the moment. At least with nobody around, you don't need to worry about its appearance. Okay, we don't need to read out all the little comments. This is my terminal. D. Mason says, I haven't been here since last year. This is true. It's been a whole year. A whole year. I've been streaming for like 9 months. It's getting close to a year. That's crazy. So strange. Okay, FiveJay. Last night I scanned what's left of the colonies in hopes of finding material we can salvage. I think I found a few good leads. I'm trying to add just like a modicum of expression, so it's maybe a little more interesting to listen to. I think it would be best if you first go to the comms relay and find the 5 communication devices we can use for the escape ship. The comms relay is where Winnie Laurier was last known to be. Hopefully you can find out some more information on her on your trip as well. We are ready. You can go to the South Shuttle Bay and plot a course there. Oh, when you're ready. Now, J Bobo is like writing a paper or a book or something. A book on Futurama and how it's like amazing. So I'm sure he appreciated the reference. Drop the robot. Alright, are we just getting things done? Shuttling off. Alright, let's go check on where Winnie was. Though because it's called Alone With You, I'm going to guess that we don't actually find anyone else. It's just me and the robot. It's been a long time since you've been to the comms relay. I don't believe you had the occasion to come here often, if at all. When the other colonists separated, this was considered a prime location, but only one person really had the expertise to make good use of it. Remember, you're looking for components we can use to power the escape ship's communications. 5 good parts should do it. Is this a good part? That's it. Quest over. Oh boy, even from here I can sense how damp and musty it is in there. It probably smells like an old puddle. Your mom's, you know. The increasing acidity of this planet's rainfall has apparently weakened and damaged the structure there. That's partly why I don't quite understand why you keep going to that lookout near the rift. It's harmful for your suit. Looks like the elevators are partly affected. They'll probably only move one floor at a time as a safety precaution. Seems convenient. Okay. Oh, I want to go up. Jason says, Jay, I remember and have it written down that I was your 35th follower. Really? You wrote it down? Aw, that's awesome. Thanks for sticking around for so long, man. I really appreciate that. 35th. Well, that's not quite 200 followers ago, but close. Getting nostalgic already. I like it. Looks like that terminal isn't functioning properly. Perhaps the environmental conditions affected it? Perhaps. What? It's a portable safety light. They use sophisticated LEDs and can last for over a year each. Its location suggests it was kept on, perhaps as a beacon or because someone kept going there. If that was the case, whoever was in the comms relay was using that room frequently. It's a series of torn pages, likely from that notebook on the first floor. It looks like the story starts here. The dark. Why struggle? You know I've been here. I've been waiting all this time. Why don't you give up? Paula. It's not in my nature to just give up. The dark. Really, I'm not so sure about that. For a long time, even amongst your peers, you gave up, or at least you seemed to withdraw from them. Isn't that like giving up? Paula. I don't think so. There's so much narration by this robot that I don't know that it's going to be practical to continue to have that monotone voice. I'm going to drive people away. I'll have to continue to refine my robot voice here. The dark. That's so interesting because they did. The further you isolated yourself, the less they felt like reaching out. Didn't you notice that? Paula, yes, I noticed it. I assume there's more. Maybe you'll find more pages as we press on. It's interesting though, isn't it? No. I wonder if that's because you're focused on our task, or if you don't empathize. Well, anyway, let's keep going. Can I grab this portable lamp? Is it going to be useful to me at all, or not so much, or... To go up further? There he says, I believe this might be my permanent Twitch account, so anyone who mods me or follows should be permanent now, unlike my GBT account. It's amazing, so sticking around. I'm never here. Yeah, sorry about that. That's okay, but you've come back. I had plenty of followers that really don't come back anymore, so I appreciate you coming back. Yeah, I have, 220 some followers, and I have like 5 to 10 people per night, usually 5, so it's great that you can come back. Jimbo says, little girl woke up, what did I miss? I made a Futurama reference when I said, drop the robot. That's what you missed. I've also decided to change the robot voice because it was going to be so much reading, you wouldn't enjoy it. How are you doing so far? Do you need any help? Nah, I'm good. You're very resourceful, FiveJay. If you need a reminder about what you are doing while you're in one of the facilities, press L2 and I'll help. What's this? Lock it. Tower Bridge. He says, ha ha ha, D'Amazing's hosting. Thanks so much, dude. I really appreciate that. I gotta get some hosting happening, you know, spread the word. It's an open relay conduit. It looks like someone had repaired this terminal more than once in an attempt to continue transmissions. There's some clever work here. Your scan will help me configure the ship's communication parts to be more redundant and fail-safe. Now we only need 4 more communication parts from this area. It's a small pile of physical books. All colonists were issued data pads with e-reading abilities, but I suppose that wasn't to everyone's liking. Yeah, okay. What was the monogram? It doesn't matter. Is this it? Is this it in this area? I think that's it. We'll go up to the next area. This one goes up. I believe J Bobo has me on auto host. Oh, look, all 3 of you guys are hosting me. D'Amazing, J Bobo, and Davy Caps. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. There's lots of sparkling happening. Conduit room. Storage room. It looks like a further set of pages from the field notebook on the first floor. The Dark, so what made you change your mind? You're here talking to me now. You wouldn't have entertained that before. What changed? Paula. Well, this is the end, isn't it? So no one else out there. There's no one else out there. I'm talking to you. The Dark, you know that's not true. There are still others out there. You can hear them on your radio. Paula, but they don't know that. They don't know I made a new radio. I'm curious who you're siding with right now, Paula or the Dark. I don't know that I care. At the moment, I don't seem to care. The controller keeps making crazy noises. It's kind of cool. It's immersive. As the construction of the colony's prefab elements continued, resource allowed allocation estimates often become skewed. Too bad, really. There, okay. It's a remote service panel for running diagnostics and checking alerts. It's been jury-rigged to allow non-standard signals. This work is unconventional, but I can use this to boost the signal in the escape ship's distress beacon. Now we only need 3 more communication parts from this area. He says, be careful though, Jay. We might be doing that because it'll explode soon or something. Right? D'Amazing says, Jay, you have the Retro Game Treasure code, right? If you did, mind if I use it? Yeah, absolutely, man. The code is FiveJay, so when you're signing up and it asks for a code, just use FiveJay, just like this channel. Awesome. So what kind of systems are you signing up for? And what kind of games? Like, I know people who, like, love wrestling games, and so they want, like, wrestling games and stuff. And, you know, yeah. Thanks, man. No, thank you. Discarded food wrappers. Nice. Those special foil wrappers were used for food and snacks, but of course you already know that. You know it took over 10 Earth years of R&D to develop food that could travel such distances and still be palatable. Because of the efficiency with which Hudson Cartier transported colony deployments, a lot of food could be included. Previous colonial missions, you like that, were less successful because of the inefficient cargo and food stores. Of course, until the agrodomes were built, you all had to subsist on just these various portable stores. little scanner thing. There's a hoard of old Earth technology on the dusty shelf. Amazingly, several of the pieces are still functioning. Someone must have collected these old computers, sound systems, and radios. Your scan will help me to fabricate something inventive for the ship, I'm sure. Now we only need 2 more communication parts. Yeah. Oh yeah, we've unlocked doors. Amazing says he's going to go for NES, Game Boy, and N64. 3 great game systems to go for. I love fighting games like Mortal Kombat and old shooters. That's awesome. Well, you gotta let me know what games you get in your first box. I'm so excited for you. You gotta go. Alright, see you, D-Mazing. Thanks so much for hanging out a little bit. It's great to see you again. I want to hear about that box when you get it. Yeah, now we gotta go down and hit all of the locked doors. This one was locked, right? Yeah. Another bed. That is a standard issue bedroll. They're made of highly dense microfibers, so they're very lightweight and yet warm. It looks like someone has been using it as a habitat of sorts. Very curious. Another portable safety lamp. This one still has power, but just barely. It must be slightly newer. The lamp looks like part of a little setup, including bedroll. Someone must have been sleeping there. Please keep me informed of any other interesting details you find. No problem. I like those sounds. You found a hefty stack of books there. These ones are mostly adventure stories. You humans do seem to love these kinds of fantastic tales. That was Mitomo. The owner really did prefer physical reading. I see. They surely had access to digital versions of all of this. In fact, there was an entire database. As with the other books, these bear the W monogram. So tracking down must be... Oh, Winnie, right. W, Winnie, it all fits. It fits. T says, I'd do GBA, DS, Wii, and PS3 since of what I had. But I don't know if they'll have Wii or PS3. I think that they will eventually, but they don't have them yet. They have PS2. They added recently PS2 in the original Xbox. I also think they don't do DS yet either, so... So... You would do GBA. Then you'd have to figure out something else, because you have to have a minimum of 2 systems. Yo, J Bobo, are you still here? It appears to be a heat-absorbing synthetic blanket. It looks like it was hung up on that conduit. What do you think it was used for? Curtain? Perhaps it was used to block a nearby light. Though thin, those blankets appear dense to the human eye. That was my guess. A stack of pocket-sized physical books, I see. Looks like they're mostly guides to social interaction and workplace issues. I suppose whoever owned these books was, as you say, boning up. Is that what you say? No, not really. Oh, I see. They were practicing, or at least studying, in regards to social interaction. Curious. I would not have used such a term. That sounds strange. It looks like that tiny portable terminal still has a tiny bit of battery life left. That model was known for being quite long-lasting. I can use your scan of its components as a guide for making the escape ship communications equipment more efficient. Alright, just one more thing. This didn't have any extra place to go. Down one more level. on, one more. There we go. The server room. It looks like a further set of pages from the short story. Great. Dark, so who do you listen to the most? The gardener woman, the drone leader, the self-appointed director, the Paula interrupting. William, seriously, he still broadcasts in the old colony. He sends me little messages, actually. The Dark, and why him? Why William? Paula, he was so important. Here, he kept things working, he kept things repaired, he was essential and nobody, well, nobody really gave him the respect he deserved. Dark, so what? Do you think you can relate to him? Paula, I don't know. Of all of them, I think I just understood him the best. When he stopped communicating, it felt like the end of the world. The Dark, well then, when you think of it, it might be. You said it yourself. Paula gives the Dark a cold, long stare, the toughest she can muster. The Dark, there's no point in arguing the inevitable. Paula doesn't say anything. That seems to be the end of the story of now. I wonder if William is in the reference to Mr. William King, who was the maintenance chief in Colony B? I don't care, still. I don't care. You've scanned a still-functioning terminal that apparently hooked up to the tower's mainframe. I bet you that room is warm. The mainframe is unfortunately damaged, but the terminal you scanned can still help us. Good work. Woohoo. We can go back to our shuttle and take off. But this is a romance. I should be caring about that story with Paula, shouldn't I? Oops. The comms relay appears to be in worse shape than I expected. But good work. It looks like you found what we needed for today. Go ahead and use the shuttle to come back home. Will do. Let's see, retro game treasure. Other systems they have now. Atari 2600, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast, Sega CD, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, GameCube they've recently added, N64, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, original Xbox. I think that's it. I mean, that's a pretty exhaustive list, though. Excellent. You've arrived. Please see me in the core immediately so we can process your findings. Okay. Is a drone I can inspect? It's one of the thousands of drones. Poor little guy looks sad. They work tirelessly to keep everything running smoothly, but without the power and maintenance, they're as dead as anyone else. Oh, we've dipped down to 2 viewers. Oh, we're at 6 recently. Away she goes. You and me, T. Just you and me. Okay, I've synced the data you scanned and collected out there today. Thank you for bringing this to me. I have good news as well. I've got the Hollow Sim chamber up and running. The constructs of the 4 colonists are already loaded. They're already working on helping you, but due to the currently limited availability of power and processing cycles, the chamber's a little shaky. You can retire to your quarters. When I've got the Hollow Sim stable enough for you to enter, I'll call for you. But I want to go to the hangar. Don't block me out of there. All I can do is rest for a while. Fine. Oh. I didn't notice that before taking off the helmet. FiveJay. FiveJay, can you hear me? I am sorry to wake you, but I need to show you something. I was able to make the final adjustments, and I got the Hollow Sim chamber nice and stable for you. I think it's best if you meet one of the others as soon as possible. Could you please go to the chamber in the South Hall? Sure. Also, why am I wearing a scarf? Why is that part of my space outfit? Seems an odd bit of space wear. Thank you for coming. The chamber will only work at night when the other systems are powered down. It's a limitation of our current situation, I'm afraid. This also means that I'll be in low-powered mode too, so you'll be on your own in there. I won't be able to see or hear what happens. So the time you get in the chamber will be strictly between you and whoever you're seeing that day. In the morning, the holograms will sync their data and ideas with me. Tonight, you'll be meeting Winnie Laurier for the first time. Since the comms relay was her domain, it makes sense that you should visit with her. Remember these holographic recreations. They're based on data backups I keep for each key member of the colony. They are, in effect, the very same people. However, after the Rift event broke off communication with the other parts of the facility, and I lost track of these people, I was no longer able to keep them up to date. These constructs won't remember anything past a certain point. They might be a little touchy about that, so do please be careful. Anyway, when you are ready, just enter the chamber and use the control station within. When you are finished, you can return to your quarters. I'll speak to you again in the morning. See ya. Yes, indeed. Let's hope these visits prove fruitful. We are in quite the situation. Alright, hollow chamber. Let's see what they're going to do with me here. Oh, hi. Don't mind me. I just need to finish these calculations. I'll be done in a moment. The AI told me about your trip today. Did, you find those items you needed? Oh, that's good. I'm sure the AI will be able to help you get what you need in the end. Anyway, I was thinking I'm done here for now. I guess, let's just have a seat on the sofa? I could use a break. Oh, this is weird. The AI has started us all working quite a bit. We can simulate pretty much whatever we need in here to figure out how to best help you. Whatever you scan out there, the AI can give to each of us in here, so we can keep working. It's a pretty smart setup, really. I chose to make my work environment this room. It's how I remember my old apartment back on Earth. Is that weird? Not at all. Thank you for saying so. It's not the most practical choice, but having all my old books here in this old sofa just feels like home. Anyway, the AI must certainly be keeping you busy as well, so I'm glad you're here, and since you are, well, what would you like to talk about? Why don't you pick? Oh, well, as you can probably tell, I'm not great at small talk, but okay, let's see. How about books? Do you read much? Not much, sadly. Oh, that's too bad. I mean, that's not that you don't read. I'm not trying to judge. I'm sorry. I'm kind of bad at this chatting, I mean. I really like adventure stories, big, complicated ones. I suppose to help deal with the relative closeness of living in the colony. I could imagine I was anywhere, and the Hudson Cartier manuals, Cartier, I guess, said that escape was important to thriving in a remote colony. I suppose that's partly why we were equipped with this hollow sim chamber. It wasn't standard issue, so the higher-ups must have felt it was important. There are programs that we all brought with us. I don't know much about the other people. I'm having trouble reading. Maybe speaking? Maybe a little both. I don't know much about the other people. What the other people did in there. Ah! Come on, FiveJay! Maybe some took exotic vacations. William, Maintenance Chief King. I think he had, some version of his wife in there. She didn't come with him. She's still on Earth. He never said anything about it, but I could tell it got to him. I mean, it did to all of us, but most of us were, well, alone. Normally, Hudson Cartier wouldn't allow colonists to be separated from their loved ones. They came as a package or they didn't go at all. They kept stress down, they said. But William, he was a bit older and the best candidate for the job. I suppose HC knew how important he was to the mission. Dang, I wonder what his wife is doing. If she's still alive back on Earth. I wonder if she knows, you know, what happened to us. Do we talk about anything else? Let's talk about the comms. Gotta drink something. It's drying me out to talk this much. Warm cream soda. It's liquid. Well, as I'm sure the AI explained, my job is to help you get the escape ship's communication systems repaired so you don't blast off into space with no voice. Even if everything else is functioning, you wouldn't want to be out there with no way to contact anyone. I think I'd rather be adrift than not have a working radio. But I think the AI's plan is sound. If you can contact someone from a shipping lane, you can hopefully arrange a pickup. Kind of like thumbing a ride back on Earth, I guess. I mean, hitchhiking? I never did that, now that I think of it. I was definitely too, well, afraid to try it. Anyway, sorry, I'm talking too much. Yes, you are. A lot of text in this one. Odd, I don't think I ever talked this much before when I was, well, real, alive. I wonder why that is. Don't know. I have to talk about all of these. We had as much as a chance as anyone making this work. In the end, I don't think I could quite believe I was going to fail. We all arrived here when? 2048? What year is it now? 2064. Oh. Wow, so 16 years? So much has happened, and there's so much needless loss. By the time we all arrived here in 2048, the remote colony building systems had all the basics ready. Most people were pretty excited to get started. But I had a harder time adjusting. Space travel will do that to some people, at least that's what the head Miss Bouchard, told me. Something about how close everybody was, you know? It was easy to feel trapped. We trained for all that, of course. But the real thing is different. Anyway, so you were in the comms relay today. Huh? What was it like out there? The acidic rain must really be wearing it down, man. That was one factor that we couldn't properly account for. Hudson Cartier knew of the weather systems on the planet, of course. It had a decade's worth of survey data with which to plan for this project. But I guess a decade only tells you so much. The systems changed, and the acidic rain became much worse, much more frequent. I'd be surprised if any of the structures there didn't suffer damage. In Colony B, we had it the worst. Things eroded so fast. The comms relay seemed relatively intact, but even so, it was tough to keep the equipment working. I can still feel the chill of that place somehow. Maybe it's a good thing you have that scarf, right? It's stylish. I suppose it is. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Yeah, that's what I want to do. This is a little bit much talking for me here. I'm gonna have to open a liquid coping mechanism. That's right. Pop. Something heavy, I'm thinking. And dark. But sweet. Cherry Coke. I love the noise. Nice. Show the pages. You what? Oh, you found a notebook, didn't you? With a story in it? Oh no, it's embarrassing. Yeah, that notebook was mine. I was writing stories to pass the time and to deal with things. I always wanted to write a book, but I never did. I guess I figured it was my only chance to try, and I know it wasn't very good. Actually, it was not. I guess I was trying to put my thoughts and all my feelings into some kind of relatable way, but that was probably pretty obvious. It's funny, though, now that I think of it, I don't remember how the story ends. I can't remember everything I wrote. But, what did you think of what I read? I mean, if you read it. I'm gonna go with ... Okay, I won't push. Maybe it's weird for me to be asking you that so soon. Yeah, I didn't like it, sorry. There are 5 towers in the comm relay. You must have been in Tower A. It was never completed. The relay was designed to be redundant, so not everything is in one place, and there are always backups of critical systems. Excuse me. That is a side effect of the old Popsky. Excuse me. Actually, I was the one who designed it, or consulted on the key components back on Earth, but not everything was built to spec. I remember there were some issues with some of the drones. We lost some capability, so we had to think on our feet. That's why Tower A is only half finished. It seems like almost nothing went the way it was supposed to. It was so awful to think about all those people. Don't be upset. It's just that we seem to have it all figured out, except that we didn't. What does that say? Were we doomed to fail? It certainly seemed that way. So, it kind of sounds selfish, but as I work in here, I keep thinking about the fact that I'm here, and yet, well, I'm not. I think I feel... I can see you, obviously, and it all seems real, but I'm not really here, am I? I'm not really around anymore. So obviously something happened to me. I mean, the real me. But I can only remember so far back. I guess the AI's version of me only accounts for so much. It's like a backup, I suppose. The me you see is the most recent version. But does it count? Does any of this matter if I'm not even real? You are to me. Okay, thanks. It means a lot that you think so and that you came here to talk to me. I mean, not just for work. Look, I don't want to keep you here considering all you have to worry about. You need rest and you still have so much to do. But do you mind to see if you can find out what happened to me? Maybe find some kind of record of what I went through? I'll try. Okay, I'd appreciate it. I know you have more important things to worry about. Anyway, thanks again. Good night. Boy, that is awkward. Very awkward there. Talking with this awkward lady. Whew, that was a lot of talking. He meant it when he said that we'd be talking like all night. Wow. A little heavy on the exposition there. More of the old coping mechanism. Day 2. Didn't we go to bed multiple times? Good morning, FiveJay. I received notice that the holosim chamber has been successfully accessed. How did it go? really well. That's wonderful to hear. I hope Mrs. Laurier was able to give you access, or able to give you helpful information on repairing the escape ship. I received information from Miss Laurier's construct this morning after I returned to a full waking state. Whatever happened in there, it appears to have helped her problem solve a bit more effectively in regards to the escape ship. I'm already crunching numbers on her ideas. I think this plan of ours is going to really help us out. In any event, you can return to the core when you're ready. I've got a new mission for you today. I'm not sure that I dig this game as much as I liked Home. And so far, I liked the mystery kind of horror effect surrounding Home. I do like the sci-fi. I do like the art styling. It's beautiful. I think it's got some nice atmospheric music. But I don't know. I'm not as invested in this story as I was in Home. I was really invested in Home. I don't know, it's hard to put a finger on it. Now that you've been to the comms relay and we have the HoloSim chamber working, I think it's time to branch out a bit. You have a few choices. First, we can try to recover plant material at the agrodomes. We need to start equipping the escape ship with material for the food processors. Leslie Barad... I forgot how I was going to pronounce this. Baradwaj? Leslie Baradwaj ran the agrodomes, so if you head there today, you can meet her tonight in the HoloSim chamber. Next is the colonist called the Caves, our energy mining and processing sentry. Yes, I said sentry on purpose. The mine is available to visit. We could use more resources for fuel. Resource manager Jean Lumumba was responsible for energy production, so if you head there, you'll see him tonight in the HoloSim chamber. Next is, well, Colony B. Due to recent shifts, it is finally accessible again. Although I am reluctant to send you there, it is likely in a terrible state, but it might still have parts we can salvage for the escape ship thrusters. Unfortunately, we have no choice but to check. If you do visit there, you'll get to meet Director Pierre Tong tonight in the HoloSim chamber. He might not like what we discover, though. Discovering more about each colonist is the key to our survival. The more you can connect with their constructs, the more help they'll be to us. When you're ready, you can head south to the shuttle bay to plot a course to the areas. Yeah, I don't know if... Honestly, the exploring in this game, while a different perspective, and that's nice, it almost feels less free than Home as well. You know? Colony B, Pierre, Caves, the agrodomes. Let's go where he didn't want us to go. I got a new controller for my PS4, by the way. It's white. Ooh, it's a Christmas present. Thanks, Mom and Dad. See, even when you get older, your parents still get you things. They're very nice. Well, we're finally here. Colony B. I haven't seen this facility since the Rift event blocked off all access. Only with the recent seismic activity has it been possible to come here again, and yet I would very much prefer not to. Unfortunately, coming back is quite necessary. Today, you'll need to find 4 useful parts for the escape ship's thrusters. Please be careful. I keep looking to see if there's chats, and I feel like I'm seeing things, but this is my preview of this video of me fooling myself. It's dark in there, isn't it? It will be difficult for you to find anything to scan like that. I imagine a lot of the facility won't work without some power backup. Dark, dark, dark. Locked. The opening animations are much more lively than they were in home, I'll give them that. In general, the graphics have got quite a boost in here. There's a dead guy, and I can't even investigate dead guy? Huh. He says, sorry if I'm not chatting, playing Roblox at the same time. Nice. Well, that's cool. Totally fine for us to be hanging out like this. Ah, looks like you found the problem in this area. There is power here, but this connection is loose. Are you going to reconnect this power cable? Annoy. What am I, some sort of dummy? Well, actually, yeah, now that you bring it up. A little bit, yeah. He says flood escape. What's flood escape? Ah, now I can examine him. Leon Robertson. You've scanned the body of Facility Services Supervisor Leon Robertson. It looks like he was crushed by debris. He likely died a mercifully quick death. Mr. Robertson supervised the day-to-day maintenance of Colony V under Chief William King. He probably had a tough time keeping that place running smoothly. Yeah, that'll happen when you die. Not so effective a leader when you're dead. Just saying. Good work. Your scan of that component will help us repair the escape ship's thrusters. Without this data, the thrusters wouldn't be able to hold a charge for long. Cool. There's a busted portable generator and extra networking equipment in that mess. It's like someone was trying to send a signal. In the damaged server? If you can find the access card that it requires, we can read some of the data and perhaps uncover more of what happened. Okay. These tubes delivered waste materials that were to be repurposed or stored for reuse in the future. Quite a bit never got recycled. T says you escape a flooding room with multiple people. Is it a game? It's called Flood Escape? Sounds kind of cool. Uh-oh. More dead people. It looks like you've scanned the broken remains of machine operator Santwali Terzi. He and his team maintained the drones. I believe he's been dead since 2058, likely due to the major seismic event that created the rift and led to the collapse of Colony B. There's a single file on a datapad in his pocket. It seems to reference Director Pierre Tong. I can pull a tiny bit of audio from it for you. Drone team's no longer functioning. Disorder is creeping in everywhere. We're trying so very hard, but without resources, we can't get ahead. The chief is working to exhaustion, but he seems distracted by something. Worst of all is, Tong abandoned us. Where did he go? That's not good. You don't want to get abandoned. From what I hear, that's not desirable in really any possible situation. You've scanned a part that we can use for a reference in this escape ship's fuel line, so the thrusters don't run out of power. Excellent work. Now we only need to get 2 more parts. Oh, heck yeah. Grab that access card. Oh, that is truly awful. There are bodies underneath that rubble. I can't read their signatures or know who they are. This is terrible, 5J. I wish we didn't have to root through all this refuse and see all this. I'm cool with it, bro. Man up, computer man thing. No power here, huh? Let's go check that server before we go into a new section. Server. Must have been this way. Okay, the server accepted the access card. There are details here that never got synced with me after the rift event separated the two colonies. Oh no. These logs say that 14 colonists were killed on that day alone. I didn't know that. Project leader Pierre Tong was there at the time. You would think his charisma and position he would have been able to maintain order. According to the maintenance logs, the colony became impossible to maintain very quickly. Several mentioned that Mr. Tong was no longer present. Abandoning them. What a jerk. Well, this game is significantly longer than Home was as well, since we know there's 3 more colonies to explore after this one, and you gotta talk to the hologram construct after every single... I don't know, I'm just not as brought into this one. It's not as interesting to me. Which is too bad, because with the sci-fi setting, I was like really looking forward to this one. So I'm a little sad to not be as pulled into this game as I was with Home. But if you're liking what you're seeing here, that's awesome. Definitely check it out for yourself. It was only $10. Cheap game. Definitely support any indie game that looks interesting to you at all. Because even if you don't like this particular one, the next one that indie developer makes may be exactly what you wanted. So, yeah. I really liked Home, and I bought that on sale, so I bought this one because I thought, hey, great job, developer. See what else you got. So this one didn't click with me as much, that's fine, because I'll honestly probably play Home again, because it has multiple endings, as I'm sure this one probably does too. You've scanned an elaborate set of schematics that somebody drew. It looks like they were drafted by hand. Very skillfully too, I might add. It's difficult to ascertain what these schematics are for. Yo, what's up? Yo, Poco.
Yo.
What?
Just excited about some things in our lives.
Cool.
Yawning on stream, that's nice.
I know, it's not good. I'm not as enraptured by this game as the previous game made by the same developer. That's not how these streams go. Stream goes, me play one game.
What is in that?
Cookies.
Why didn't you tell me we had cookies?
There's cookies in that.
What kind of cookies?
Cookies made by Dan's wife.
Oh,
A friend of mine.
Good cookies. Why didn't you tell me?
Good
about
cookies? Good cookies?
brownies? Someone that already has a random bite out of it. What were you tasting and then put it back?
Maybe.
Homemade caramel. That's it. I'm having that.
Was that the last one?
Someone told me. Someone never even told me that there were cookies. That's what you get. Did she home
From a
make these?
party. I'm sure she did.
That's amazing.
She's eating my caramel. I don't know if I can get over it. Well, good. Make things.
Mommy is fire.
Why? Okay, there we go. I was like, what is the deal?
Deal.
I don't know. The presents to be destroyed. And I care! What is the deal? It's a little bit of the Grinch with Jim Carrey. For you all. You're welcome.
You want?
Wait, what? I'm missing something somewhere? What? I don't know what you're singing, so please don't. She loves when I say things like that.
I don't know who you are, but please don't.
Please don't reminds me of episode 3 in Star Wars when Darth Sidious is about to be killed by Mace Windu while Anakin is there. Obviously, Darth Sidious not actually in trouble. He's just putting on a show for Anakin. But yeah, Mace Windu's like, oh, I gotta kill him. And Darth Sidious is sitting there, please don't! Please don't! I'm like, wow, this is bad. This is not very good. And it's not very good. What have I missed where? What could I have possibly missed? I've inspected like everything. Guarding this maintenance hatch, right? Guess we'll check again. Damaged, yeah. Uh-huh. A little perplexed. I'm missing something. Do 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 do. For the younger folks, that is Jeopardy. If you've never seen Jeopardy, the song plays whenever they're like waiting on the contestants to fill out their answers on stuff. Do 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 do. So you're waiting on me to figure it out. Come on, FiveJay. Don't be so stupid. You've been in all of these. You've been in all of this. I didn't want to go in there. I just wanted to inspect that little thing in the floor. These weird, whatever they are. Find something to remove the bolts. What? We have looked in all of this. Excellent. My patience grows thin. I've checked every room. There's like not that many exploration points. How could I have missed one? Come on, where is this? Right now, this is more frustrating to me than last night's Super Meat Boy. Yeah. Indeed. opening a pop. Speaking of which, coping fluid. Hey, we're back to 3 viewers. Let's see who joined. Derletze Spieler is here. And again, I don't know if that's even remotely how you pronounce that, but welcome! I'm desperately trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do, and I'm very lost. At this point, I'm pretty confident that I liked home more than this game. I'm like supposed to find a tool or something somewhere. I feel like I've checked every room. Oh my goodness, what's up here? What? What is happening right now? Is that a glitch? I'm walking on these walls all funny. I'm fairly certain that's a glitch. Weird. Watch him get big. See, all of a sudden he's big. Small. Big. Small. Big. Okay, that's kind of funny that we found a glitch. I'm normally not big on finding glitches. Man. How did we even do that? We just suddenly walked into the light. Just out of nowhere. Weird. Can't repeat that. Huh. Is what it is. Well, darn, we didn't actually find any new information or anything that would help us get past this ridiculously uninteresting part. Is this new? This looks new. Come on. Gotta walk towards every bit of rock now, because it might be a part that I can glitch through. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of over-reading the part now. That looks like that's gonna get me a spanner. Oh, he's an English guy. Ah, yep, see? Perhaps I'm using English, or using terminology from a different linguistic region than you're used to. Either way, it's a handy tool. That's how we're going to take them bolts off. Okay, that is for sure something we needed to get further. More dead people. Whoa. Yikes. Electrified puddle. Gaming's here. What's up? He says, hello, FiveJay and everyone. It's been so long. How's everyone's Christmas? Right now, it's kind of just us gaming. So, my Christmas was good. I went to a few different sides of the family. You know, my mom and dad's side, Lauren's mom and dad's side, you know. So there's traveling around. How was yours? Did you have a good Christmas? And New Year's? Any other possible holiday? Alright. Yeah, there he is. Kind of over-reading these parts. To be honest, this is kind of a slog for me to get through this hour and a half. I might quit early. I don't know if I can handle that much of this game at a time. No, stop. Stop saying the same thing over and over. Now, what does this book say? Goat, pig, sheep. Goat, pig, and sheep. Okay, let's put the goat to sleep. Pig and a sheep. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah, he was contacting Winnie. That was the love that they shared. A 3D stabilization system gives the reference I need to construct something similar for our ship. Yay! I still need another part? Gaming says, my Christmas was nice, same with New Year's. I will try to tune in more to your streams, FiveJay. I appreciate that, man. But as I've said, you're not obligated, so don't feel bad. Oh, what am I missing? Ah. I can't exit, can I? The exit's over here and it won't let me do it, will it? I don't think I can take it. T says, I'm hating my keyboard so much right now. What's going on, T? Gaming says, what is this game about? This game is about finding out what happened to this colony and escaping from it. It's cool. Cool idea. It's a cool aesthetic. It's got really nice pixel art. The atmospheric music is well done. I'm just not particularly enthralled in the story. I feel like I'm slogging around finding, little bits. I'm not as invested in this game as I was in the previous game from this developer, a game called Home, which I did a few weeks ago or something like that. And that was a horror adventure game, and I really liked that one a lot. He says the buttons don't work? Oh, on your new computer the buttons don't work? That stinks. It's too bad. On the laptop itself or like a separate keyboard? In here? Did we turn this off? How do we shut down the current? There we go. Okay. Finally. Man, this one has stretched me to my limits. This is a wireless keyboard. Well, I'm glad it's not your built-in laptop keyboard that's stinking it up on your new computer. That would be no good. If the keyboard stinks, then the whole computer's kind of shot. Unless you have... Well, I guess, yeah, you could force yourself to use a portable one or a plug-in one or whatever. I gotta say, that was That was not quite as fun as I'd hoped. That's just me. I mean, maybe this game seems interesting to you. Maybe you like adventure games a lot. That's awesome. I would suggest Home personally before I would suggest this game. But I liked Home so much that whatever Benjamin Rivers makes for his next game, I'm going to buy that too, because I think there's a lot of potential there. He's obviously got some talented art and programming and sound going on, so this one just wasn't to my liking, personally. So I'm going to go save and probably call it quits here. Okay, I'm going to call it. That was a little sad for me. I wished I'd enjoyed that more, but it is what it is. You can't like every game. Alright, guys. Thanks so much for watching me here today and joining me. Let's see, there's no stream tomorrow. I don't think there's a stream on Thursday. I don't recall. Keep your alerts on here on Twitch. Check my Twitter and Instagram and Facebook locations. And I will give you a warning before I stream on there as well. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time, whenever that ends up being later this week. Alright, guys, thanks. See ya.